All right, Cancer. This one's a little bit rough. So from like Vampire, you pulled seduction, allure, desire, manipulation. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pull forgiveness. Now, when you're looking at seduction, this is one of those cards where, I can feel it, right? Like allowing yourself to be manipulated by another person because, there's that desire and that want. Now, this card is also saying, though, that you have the right to say no, that you are not going to be available for other people to use anymore or continue to manipulate. And when you're looking at forgiveness, this immediately says to me that some of you have already been in this situation and now you're feeling the effects of it. And with forgiveness, it's about forgiving yourself, right? One of the things that it says is, can I forgive myself for loving people who hurt me? All right, Cancer. Here is your overall for the week. The Hierophant. Oh, man. I don't know what it is about fucking majors being the overall. It immediately gets me. The Hierophant. So this could be about a commitment. It could be about, learning, knowledge, right? Going back to school. Seeking spiritual enlightenment. Being a little bit more grounded, a little bit more in tune. But then I look at the Hierophant and I think the fives, right? The fives are all the shitty shit that we go through. My very good friend Jay from Aquarian Insight calls them the agents of chaos. But looking at the Hierophant, presiding over all of those difficult changes, it's like getting to a place where there needs to be more stability, especially with this being attached to Taurus. But like I said, this could have to do with commitments, though, too. The Hierophant, there's so many different things that I feel around that one. But I still look at it as this is what, we seek after being through difficult changes. Like I've said, it's one of those things where we're like fists in the sky and, going, what the fuck? Why is this happening? Why am I going through this? And then seeking understanding. Oh, boy. In the past, the Wheel of Fortune. Man. So with the Wheel as the past coming through, and again, I'm trying to look at the Hierophant as a positive thing, especially if you've already been through, the most difficult changes possible. The Wheel of Fortune is one of those things where, do you feel like you are in control of what is happening, or does it feel like things are just happening to you? Are you in control of your own fate and destiny, or are you just letting shit happen? Is kind of what I feel like with this one. Now, definitely it could be that something is coming back around. Repeating cycles shows up with me for this one. But to me, it leads you to the Hierophant, which is not a bad thing. Oh, wow. Wowza. So the sun in the present moment. I feel good about this. I don't necessarily feel like it's about things being brought out into the light of day, things being all out in the open. I think it's more so about you and your ego with the sun. But looking at that in the present moment is good, So despite whatever may have happened in the past, it may have been a turn of events that worked in your favor, because the sun is a good thing, When I see that show up, you're fine. Like, you're fine. And then it leading you to a place where there's a little bit more understanding and stability. It's perfect. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Cancer. What is going on? The moon. So you may have clarity right now, but you're not going to here in a little bit. What the hell? Oh, good Lord, the moon. You know what it feels like to me is like you in the present moment have an understanding, a clear understanding, but then all of a sudden it's like things change in a really big way. And it's like, what? Ugh. And don't get me wrong, I love the moon. right? I mean, you know, you have the light and the dark happening here, and then this like supreme understanding with the Hierophant presiding over this. But it's because of something happening to you with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Like you were forced to go through this. You didn't have a choice, you know? And with the moon being future conditions, I don't think you were a willing participant here. You know, but like right now, things look alright. Like you're fine. You're fine, but the moon is seeing things in a distorted way. You know, what is it that's still like clouding you? You know, because the illumination is still there, absolutely, but it's not very clear in future conditions. Oh my God, Cancer. Really? Is it going to be you this week? Jeez. Your best path to follow, the Tower. Everything that you thought was, you know, fact, or everything that you believed to be true is done. It's done. Looking at the Tower, things are going to be wiped away. But then when you're looking at it as far as your advice, it's you probably are the one that needs to do this. You know, for some of you, it could just be like very simply a drastic move, you know, but being confused on how to do that, right? And needing to get, you know, some education here with the Hierophant. But I look at the Tower and I think, man, you know, this is what you're going to have to do in order to get back to this feeling of the sun. You know? Man, oh man. All right. In your environment, the Three of Cups. Okay. So, and I'm looking at the way it's lining down here, and I'm looking at it here, seeing things for what they are when it comes to people that are around you, possibly. Definitely support system here, but why is it that these people lead you into a place of confusion and not understanding, right, when they're supposed to be the support system? That's what gets me, you know, and things just, you know, happening again. So when you're looking at the sun, in connection to the Three of Cups, absolutely, it could be, you know, the support system, the people that are around you that are helping you to see things clearly. But I also think that they are the catalyst for you not being very clear in future conditions. You know, it's almost like, it's weird because it has a feeling of deception, you know, but it's like right there in front of your face, but you don't even see it. And I say that because of the Tower. And then looking at you needing to surround yourself with a better support system here, because the Hierophant is definitely going to trump that shit. You know, but this is all major shit, but the people that are around you are not that significant. One of the things that I talk about when I do personal readings is when the Three of Cups show up, whoever these people are, they weren't significant enough to be a court card. You know what I'm saying? But yet they have an influence over you. And it's like this deception is happening right in front of your face and you don't even see it. Wow. All right. Your hopes and your fears, the Six of Swords. You know, I think that you know. I think that you know that you're surrounded by people who may not be really helping you. Because I look at the Six of Swords and I think, okay, so if this is about moving away from difficult situations and you have the Three of Cups in your environment and then the Sun, you know, are you seeing these people clearly? Because it's like you already know that they're going to create conflict for you that you're going to have to get away from. You know? And what is it that's going on around the people surrounding you that makes you think that they're a problem? You know? Do you really see them? Do you really see them for who they are? You know, it's one of the few times I'm looking at the Three of Cups and going, and it's connected to the damn sun, for Christ's sakes. But with the moon, the Tower, and the Hierophant, No, no. You know, and then definitely there may be something coming out about somebody that may be leaving you in a place of like not understanding, because the moon is not clarity. Okay, it's not. You know, there's a reason why that card was given to Pisces, being in the 12th house. The three most mystical houses in the wheel. You have the 4th house, Cancer, the 8th house, Scorpio, and the 12th house of Pisces. Pisces is the one that is the most difficult. You're talking about, you know, illusion. So what is it that happens in future conditions that put you in this place where you should still be seeing things clearly, especially when it comes to people that are around you, you know? Howza. All right. Oh boy. All right. And then coming out, the 2 of Cups. So yeah, we could be talking about a commitment here. There being other people, things needing to change in a very drastic way, or what you thought to be true is gonna surprise you. You know, but with the Hierophant, you know, I look at that and I think that being the overall, you don't want to be left standing in the rubble here. You do need to move into a place where things are a little bit more calmer for you, especially when it comes to dealing with people. But with the 2 of Cups, you're looking at, you know, the relationship, the connection, the emotional connection between two people, seeing eye to eye. With the moon, it's like you don't understand it. Like I'm not understanding, you know? Okay, here's what I'm going to say on this. This is something that I feel like, you know, you have seen before, you've done before, you've been through this before. This is nothing new to you, right? Because this to me seems like something that's just coming right back around again. And it may be a person. Now, when you look at the Sun and you look at the 3 of Cups, and then I'm looking at the Knight of Wands here, you know you've been disappointed by this before, but yet, you know, this could definitely be a person coming in with a bunch of passion and then out the door, right? But with the Sun being there, it's one of those things where it may feel so good that it's like, you know, why not, right? But then you're left in this place of not knowing, not understanding, being in a state of limbo, waiting on somebody else. You know, when it comes to, is there a connection or not? Is there a relationship or not? You know? And I understand now why, you know, things need to change in a big, big, big way when it comes to dealing with this person or these people who, you know, are bringing these influences to you and needing to move away from it. I think with the Hierophant, definitely for some of you, you're looking for a bigger commitment when it comes to a relationship, that some of you are wanting this. And that's not a bad thing. But there needs to be some learning here when it comes to repeating the same cycle, doing things because, you know, you may be on like an ego trip, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it as, you know, doing things that you know aren't good because they make you feel good, right? They kind of give you an ego boost, but then you end up in this place of not knowing, being disappointed by the situation before, and then still being, you know, in this state of limbo. And then I go back to seduction and forgiveness and think, this is why you're going to move into a place where you need to forgive yourself for being hurt yet again. And I say that because of the Wheel of Fortune. I would be careful, Cancer, when it comes to, you know, the people that you have around you, the influences that you have around you, and doing things based on, you know, needing to feel better about your sense of self because of the Sun, thinking that you see everything clearly and then moving completely into the fog and not understanding. You know, that this one just seems difficult to me because with the Hangman ultimately coming out with the Moon, it's, and looking at the 2 of Cups, it feels like heavy. And this is all like major shit that's going on. I mean, good Christ. I just don't like the combination though with the Five of Cups and that Knight of Wands. Had it been anything else, it would have been like, okay, right? Like, you know, going after a passion, but then being put in a place where you're not understanding what's going to happen, and, you know, but definitely with the Hangman coming out, needing to see things from a different perspective, or at least trying to, but with the damn moon being there, it's hard to do, you know, especially when you're dealing with people that are like coming in, making you feel good, and then out the door again. And you're like, well, what the hell? What does that mean now? You know, and then with the Five of Cups, let's take a look at the soul trees. And let me just say, again, that these are general messages, right? What I've been noticing more than anything is that if there are people out there, because I'm trying to tune into as many of you as possible who have, you know, sun, moon, or rising in Cancer, okay? What tends to happen is the most difficult, the most pressing is what is going to show up. So for those of you who, you know, everything is going good, then, you know, it's, the message is just to keep going, keep doing the right thing, right? Keep doing what you're doing because life is good, you know? This is meant for the Cancer that is dealing with, you know, people who are looking to manipulate you. Again, because of seduction. Oh my goodness. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. And this moment, this opportunity, this situation involving this person that you've already been through with, and, you know, apparently they're not significant enough to be a core card here. This situation is going to open the door to something better for you to actually find love, find meaningful love, but you have to stop doing the same things over and over again. Look at your patterns in relationships. Wow, Cancer. You know, and like I said, this is only going to be for some of you, but this is very specifically about manipulation, desire, confusion, things needing to drastically change. You know, you needing to get to a place where you feel a little bit more grounded. If you're wanting something traditional, then the way that you've been doing things is not the way that, you know, that's going to work for you. You definitely need to be in a more calmer state here, with the Six of Swords being hopes and fears before you do anything. But again, right, like, you have freedom to love. You have freedom to love whoever you want, absolutely. But because of the solar plexus and the sun showing up, this is giving you an opportunity to love who you are. All right, Cancer, so now going back to the Hierophant as the overall here, if you're looking for a commitment, I don't think that that's something that you're going to get from whoever it is that you're dealing with. And I say that because of the moon. You know, for you, I feel like there's definitely a connection, but because we're looking at the moon and the Hangman coming out, you know, it's like getting to this place where you don't really know what to think, you don't know what's happening, you're waiting on somebody else, you know, needing to see things differently here and see it clearly, because at one point, you know, it's like you do, but you don't, you know, and definitely it's like somebody manipulating you right underneath your nose, you know, it's like right in front of you, but you don't even see it. Now, again, with the Three of Cups being in the environment, I look at that and I think, this person isn't significant enough to make that kind of, you know, change for you. Because I'm looking at the Tower going, God damn, right? Like, things definitely need to change drastically, you know, especially when it comes to relationships. But you've already been through this. You know this cycle. You've been there, right? But yet you're doing it again. And, you know, like I said, it may be because, especially with the Knight of Wands, you know, and the Sun, it makes you feel good, right? Oh my God, what is it? Every time, I swear to God. For those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know that Cancer readings, for some reason, I can't fucking talk. Anyway, I'm looking at disappointment. Disappointment with, you know, these situations where people are coming in and out of your life. Looking at the Knight of Wands, but with the Sun, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you need it. You need it to, you know, be like rejuvenated, right? To feel good. The ego boost, almost. You know, and it's funny because it's connected to the Three of Cups, but because of the damn moon being there in the tower, it's like it changed everything. And then looking again at the Five of Cups, clearly this is disappointment that you've been through before, you know, and this person is not that significant, but damn it, you need to change. Things need to change for you if you're wanting to have, you know, a decent commitment that is actually going to be good and make you feel good, right? Now, going back to these ones, freedom to love who you choose, absolutely, the freedom to love. But then when you're looking at the solar plexus and your sense of self and your identity, it's the freedom to love who you are, right? Needing to love yourself, you know, and not doing things that are just gonna feed your ego temporarily, you know, because you don't want to be left in a place of confusion, not understanding, and then being in a state of limbo going, you know, what's happening here? And then again, looking at your patterns in relationships, or look at your pattern in relationships. But the thing is that, you know, I look at this one and I think it's going to open the door to something else, though, right? This moment is going to give you a better opportunity, but when that opportunity does show up, you know, you can't act the same way that you have before. You have to change those patterns, you know, and then you just end up in this place again where, you know, you've been manipulated and you have to forgive yourself for loving those who have hurt you.